Morning guys, welcome to Ready Retna Racing. Going to look at a race today. So this is Sunday the 6th of August and we're looking at a race at Chester today. Now I wasn't actually going to do a video today because there wasn't a great deal out there, but I feel like I've probably got to put this horse up purely because I feel like I understand what this horse wants ideally, and I think it's got its optimum setup and optimum race conditions today. So the race in question is the 408 at Chester. Now as things stand, all I've actually done is I've actually just had £30 win on this horse at this moment in time. That may change as the day goes on, depending on kind of if my confidence levels increase. So I think anyone who follows kind of some of the stuff I've been doing, you may know. I mean, what I aim to do is try and take with each bet £450 out of the market. That's what I'm trying to win as a minimum, and possibly more if it's a strong fancy. Now I don't know whether I'm going to follow that pattern today because, as I say, I've just got some kind of, not concerns, but he's been off the track a while, which generally doesn't bother me, but he's taken on match fit kind of other horses today. So let's say if we look at the 408, and Masters Often is the horse in question for the Richard Fahey trained yard. So the yard are in flying form. I think they've had 7 or 8 winners throughout the week. I think they had 2 or 3 yesterday. They had a number that ran really well yesterday as well. So the yard are in cracking form, and peak kind of optimum conditions and setup for this horse is, I think, ideally left-handed bend, relatively sharp track, bit of juice at the ground if you're on turf, effective on the all-weather though, so horses places like Wolverhampton, Chelmsford. I think he's not been to Chelmsford yet, but I think that'll be a perfect setup for this horse, and I think it likes passing horses, and this is everything he's got today. So yeah, he's not really going to have a much more ideal setup than what he's meeting here. Now he is meeting some good horses. It is a very competitive little race because it's 12,000 to the winner, so it's attracted some nice horses, although a relatively small field. I'm under no illusion Safe Voyage is going to be the one to beat. He's down in grade here, but the way I look at Safe Voyage, I would much rather back Safe Voyage at 12, 14 to 1 in a really competitive handicap, rather than be backing a horse who hasn't won for 2 years now at the end of the day in a tight little race like this off 9 to 4. So he's been running great. As I say, he's definitely going to be the one to beat, but I just think at that price it's not a horse I'd really be wanting to invest in at 9 to 4, 5 to 2. You got the Harriet Bathell one down the bottom who's in cracking form. I think people may get a bit taken in a bit too much on the Ross Collins form because at the end of the day Ross Collins dropped the best part of £30 because he's either been in terrible form or he's been just messed about with a little bit, whichever way you want to look at it. So again, I respect that because it's in cracking form, running well. Has been doing it on stiffer tracks though. Koiko is very useful on his day. If George Barry's got that one fully tuned up here, and then he'll be a threat. But I just think at 9 to 1, Masters Often, if it doesn't perform today, then get it in your tracker because it could sit and finish 4th here, never threatening, but it'll have another couple of pounds taken off. Before you know it, this horse is going to be low to mid 80s. This is the ideal kind of setup for what this horse wants. There's going to be plenty more opportunities like this over the next kind of few weeks, really. As to why he's been off the track 180 days, I don't know. Possibly it may have had a setback of some sort. It may have been maybe ground related to a degree, although we have had, we've started to have soft ground now for the last 3 or 4 weeks, so it could have possibly come out earlier. Maybe it's been targeted for this. It could well even be that, as I say, there aren't too many race classes of this, class 3, class 4s where you can go and win 12 grand, so maybe this has been the plan all along. Just that 180 day break is slightly concerning. It wouldn't normally concern me, but in the context of what this race is and he's taking on match fit kind of competitors, you would have to have a slight concern for that. So treat this one a bit tentatively today, guys. It's more a case of if it doesn't work out today, definitely get it in your trackers, and as I say, when it's got a similar race kind of setup, it's going to be very dangerous in the near future. But I can see it running this race there. I don't think there's any cutaway at Chester today, so there is scope for a bit of or potential for a bit of trouble in running possibly, but it's not that big a field, so I'm not the biggest fan of Chester, but you would hope that even that could avoid a bit of trouble all the jockeys could avoid a bit of trouble in a 6-7 runner race, whatever we've got here today. So I think it will sit in behind the ones on the front end. Field can go forward. the Harriet Bethel horse could go forward. So as I say, it likes kind of passing horses, and I think he can come through with a bit of a late run. I mean, ideally, what we don't want today is this horse finishing probably second running on, or close third, because you're not going to lose anything in it off its mark, and you've not got paid for today either. So that's kind of like the worst case scenario. So the best case scenario is it either wins today or it finishes fourth, getting beat 4 or 5 lengths, and then we can be ready for it for next time. So I just felt I had to put this one out there today, purely based on the price. As I say, 9 to 1ish, I just think it's too big, or 8 to 1 in places as well, I've seen. So we'll leave it there for today. So best of luck with that one. I'm sure there'll be some other videos from me probably later this week. Nothing really over the next, nothing tomorrow anyway, but there might be a couple midweek, and then later towards the back end of the weekend. So best of luck, guys. Okay, have a great day. Cheers. Bye bye.